or get insight into cases. We do not make money off of it. We have not been contacted by law enforcement or family, but we do like being able to try to give victims a voice and to shed some light on cases that are currently being investigated. And if somebody from a family or law enforcement does come across a video, or somebody who doesn't, who may see something that may give them an idea of how to proceed in a case, that's even better. And so these are readings are just from our perspectives, from what we see on our cards, and our hearts and family, and our hearts and prayers go out to Nazia and her family, at this time. So I just kind of want to get that really quick. And before we say hi to chat, we have a special guest with us today. This is Sylvia. Everybody knows her from Colorful Foresight. So this case actually was brought to my attention by Sylvia. Just like a couple hours after I did a show with her on her channel with Sherry and with Patty the other day. And this is a recent case. And of course, we have my fellow reader, true crime reader with me, Jackie from Jackie's Crystal Moon.
Hi, peeps.
Uh, so thank you everybody for joining us, and just want to say hello to some people because at some point chat's going to be just probably really jumping. And again, as a reminder, we welcome you pulling cards and doing pendulum or getting insight, but we ask that you wait until after we're done officially pulling our own cards, so that all of our different energies might not be interfering with um, our card posts, because I know sometimes we get a lot of people with great cards, and but sometimes it kind of, for me, kind of muddies up the energy a little bit. And we just like to make sure that it's all saved until after the show. And you can either share it in chat, or also, if you like, in the comments after, because then that helps um, the case and the channel get more algorithm, the YouTubey stuff. So um yeah, just really got a lot going on right now. So we got Jackie, and we have Sylvia, we have Stephen. Hello. Kristen Louise. Hello. First time watching one of these. Welcome, Kristen. So yeah, Heather needs to get grounded. There's some real, very strong energy coming in. Allison, Aries Girl Tarot, she joins us from time to time. Hello. Um, Nice to have you in chat. And there's Karen. Hello, Care Bear. And yes, again, of course, as always, for entertainment and educational purposes only. And hello, Tarot Destiny. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. It's always nice to see new faces in chat. Nancy Riker, welcome. And Serena, Scorpio Mama, is here. And yes, prayers to Nazaya. Yes. Because we were talking backstage, and in Lavas, we're not getting good cards for Nazaya. Yes, and there isn't hardly any at all, and we'll get right to that. It's yeah, it's unfortunate. Hello, Patricia. Probably less too because of her being a minor. Yes. Um, yes, please keep her and everybody in their thoughts. So I believe I said hello to everybody. Isadora's here. Yes, hello, Isadora. So before we get into, is there anything that you ladies want to share about anything coming up with your channels before we get into the readings, or do you want to wait until after we're done today for that?
After, I think, will we?
After? Okay, sounds good.
Hey, Willow, love.
Hello,
We have someone new.
Willow. Good
I
to
don't know,
see you.
Willow.
Willow's been showing up in chats. Willow, for
Oh,
me, is new, so it's good to see you, Willow. Thank you for being here. So as what everyone saw on the thumbnail, we're reading on 13-year-old Naziah Harris. Back of last month, February 9th, she got off her bus. She was leaving school, and that was the last time anybody had seen her. She wasn't officially reported missing until the next day. probably because maybe because from what we gather, she lives with her grandmother. There is like really no information at all um, on her or a lot on the case. Hi, Mousy. And so whatever the circumstances, it appears, grandma is her legal guardian, and her grandmother's name is, I think, was it Catherine? No, I have lots of Annette. Excuse me, Annette Harris is her grandma. So
Um,
they weren't sure. Probably maybe she had stayed over at her friend's house. 13 years old. We've all been there where we sometimes feel like we might want to run away from home, or we go somewhere, we don't tell somebody, but by the 10th, um, she was notified that she was missing. It's just kind of weird who took over the case at that point, but we'll get to that in a second. So she got off on, she's from the Detroit area, the east side of Detroit. She was last seen on November 9th. According to police, she was wearing a white, pink, and black jacket with a hood that had brown fur on it, blue jeans, and blue and white Nike gym shoes. And there's also a video of her video shot of her being on the bus. So they know she was on the bus. So she was reported missing to the Detroit Public Schools Police instead of the Detroit police. And I do not know why. I have some ideas. And from that point, I know it says here U.S. Marshals were called in, and federal law enforcement. So my initial feeling was that this raised flags for something possibly similar that was going on in and around the area that might have matched a profile of other cases that FBI and marshals were looking at. Hello, Moira. Thank you for being here. And it wasn't until February 13th where the case was actually handed over to the Detroit Police Department. And they've been re interviewing people and the information that they have. There is very little, again, online. There is a 15-minute news conference that really didn't have much to say. The police said they really couldn't share a lot. All we do know is that when she got dropped off the bus, she was in the area of Cornwall and 3 Mile Drive. And that's pretty much all that they are currently sharing. Helicopters, canine dogs, um, a lot of people are being utilized. They're conducting. They say here a search warrant was conducted on a home on Detroit's east side. So they're not saying much, but I guess the FBI, U.S. Marshals might not have found what they were looking for. I'm not sure, and then just handed back over to the police department. Um, and this one, at least with this article here, goes on a little bit more that they were looking under porches, backyards, alleys near an area called Shoemaker and Garland, which I know Allison is familiar with. She was sharing that on the phone with me the other day.
oh,
And there's been no sightings. And of course, the contact information is on the thumbnail. And I believe I put it in the description as well for both Detroit Police Department Major Crimes Division and for Crime Stoppers. There's currently a $2,300, I believe, reward for any information. So that is the basics of what with the case that we all know of. And again, thank you, chat, for being. It's possible, but some of the cards that we have been getting, with the marshals. I'm just going to put Tarot Destiny up really quick, and then I'll let give your ladies the floor. Is that was my initial understanding, maybe why the marshals came in and the FBI. They wanted to make sure they looked over the case, looked at whatever, of course, information we can't know, to maybe match any ongoing federal cases that were pertaining to them. And I think because this wasn't, that's why it was handed over to the police department So this may not necessarily be a trafficking. This just may be for me what I feel like a lure, like a social media lure, like a catfish. So let me go. Let me just do here. They really didn't know about missing for about 5 weeks. And the public didn't know, and that's why I'm glad Sylvia came across it on her Facebook, and she sent it to me. And
yeah, but I didn't know we were going to get right to it.
Well, I said you were welcome to join us, and if you weren't comfortable and you didn't want to read.
No, I'm glad. I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation.
It is. The police lived 3.5 miles away from where she was dropped off at Shoemaker Street and Garland, but there's no information as to why, and a lot of that is kept under
interesting
under wraps. And hello, Joyful Journey. So thank you, my mods. Allison is a I don't know what they call them when they do more than just moderate. They have like, I don't know what you call it. There's like a standard moderator, and there's like another one. Managing. Okay, so
managing moderator.
Yeah. 2 awesome moderators in chat. So thank you. And Jackie, I'm going to give the floor. Want me to put you in the big seat to share your initial cards that you had? Okay.
What is that?
Sylvia, you're not muted.
You're not muted.
You're not muted.
Super moderator.
Yep.
Yeah, so the other day when Heather sent me the link, I pulled some cards, and I have 7 cards laid out. So I'm just going to fly through them and show you what I got. So the first card on the top of the spread, now I'll put this photograph in my community tab later so everyone can look at them, but I have the 9 of, oh no, go back to,
what?
I want to be able to see everyone.
Well, usually that helps with seeing the cards. So.
Oh, okay.
That's why I did that.
We have the 9 of Pentacles. So I saw this card as her pretending to be this older person, this more mature person, this more grounded person. This would be someone who's kind of totally has more experience than they actually would as a 13-year-old as she is, right? So that was the top card in this spread. And then I have the High Priestess. Now the High Priestess in a deck I used to have was called the Keeper of Secrets. So she was keeping secrets, okay? So there was stuff as I suppose would be normal for a 13-year-old. So there was, she was chatting to someone, she was doing stuff that maybe she wasn't discussing with the grandmother. As I now know, I didn't know there was no whatever's going on with the parents. I don't know. I just know that the grandmother seems to be the only one involved. But then I had the 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups is 3 people having drinks together and then something going wrong. So I do feel catfish is the right word, isn't it? That she was kind of pretending to be older, lured in by someone older, possibly got on the bus, got off the bus, met someone, possibly 3 of them having drinks, whether she was drugged or whether she was what this part of the image is suggesting, whatever, right? In between those 2 cards, funnily enough, because I know Heather had a similar card in her pre-reading, you got the Knight of Cups, I got the Knight of Swords. So she in the tarot would be a page, being only a 13-year-old, and a knight I would see as like someone who's kind of gone off to college, someone kind of 18, 19, 20 upwards, someone who's going out into the world, who has experience, who's learning about life. So this for me could be the person, and it's a Knight of Swords, it's all about communication. So someone who knew what to say to her to lure her in, and then underneath that we have the King of Cups. So this could be and Heather had that as well. So that could be her being overly emotional, and maybe she was having a lot of feelings for this person, thinking he was someone her age or whatever. And then unfortunately I have the 10 of Swords, okay, which could be suggesting that she's not with us anymore. or just that he stabbed her in the back, as in wasn't who she thought he was, etc., etc. But I also do then have the 10 of Wands, which is kind of bleak looking too. So that's the 7 initial cards I have, lads. So I know they tie in with some of Heather's anyway. So that's me done on the initial card pull.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I had the when I get to my, but I did have, the Knight of Cups. So yeah. So I'm going to give you Sylvia, and just remember to unmute Sylvia so we can hear you. And there you go.
I'm like, let me shut the phone. Okay. Yeah, hello. So I was talking to her and I asked her, are you present? And the first card that flew out, so for your entertainment purposes only, but it looks like at this time she may be unalive. So that goes with, I don't think it was a trafficking situation because they usually keep them around, you know. I did get that she was with Mako with what Jackie and even Heather, that when she was with them, she was either drugged or, given shots to be drugged. And so that might have helped when she became unalive, that she didn't feel that, what the situation is. She was being washed. So I never took it at the catfish thing, but I'm listening. That's interesting. Watch. And I kept getting that, and this, I'm not sure, that it may be that the two guys may not be found, but they may be found in another case. And that she wants to be, but she could be found, like wherever her body is. What I got is by water, but not in water. It's on land. It looked like the temperaments here. You know how like she may be like over here. It may be like a lake or a pond or something like that. So that's my initial, and I'm gonna let Heather continue, and then we'll go forward.
See, Sylvia wasn't sure about her cards and, and connecting. And of course, Jackie got water as well. So this is how we connected. We kind of see what cards we have that are familiar. And and for people coming in, this is the first time Sylvia has done a true crime. And so she's a little nervous, but we're told her, you're doing great. Keep up that confidence. And yeah, your cards are coming across very clearly with what we are getting. So my initial cards, I don't have, because I always throw them back in and I'm constantly reshuffling during the week. But I do have my true crime deck that I use. And just for initially, I asked for 3 cards because this deck here kind of focuses on terms that investigation uses for looking into crimes. And of course, the first one, social media will provide valuable clues. So again, social media now, parents, please watch as much as possible, watch who your kids are talking to on social media. Keep a heads up on, I know they want their privacy, but in this day and age, we really got to be careful. And the next card I got was victim or victim's family was familiar with the killer. So this one here interests me a little bit because one of the initial cards I had first gotten was, of course, Knight of Cups. And then underneath, it said the King of Cups. So for me, it was like a young boy or young gentleman presenting himself to be, I'm this loving, charismatic, you know, young man, charming, sweet with words. But underneath, it was actually an adult, who was doing this. And at one point in my cards, um, the I had another cup card come out. I can't see it on here because I was throwing a lot of cards. And then the last card with this deck was killer has a history of committing crimes. So that ties in with what Sylvia said. They may be able to find eventually who did it because of previous crimes that have been committed. So those were the main ones from the investigative tarot. And so for me, again, I do believe I also had, I'm looking, I thought Jackie, I thought I had nine of Pentacles too. Um, but I was also gaining the card of uh, the Ace of Cups, which of course could very well have been the drinking. Um, and that kind of ties in. So for her, I got Empress for Nazia, someone who was, you know, young, fertile, full of ideas, um, you know, just that beautiful, feminine, divine energy. And I wanted some clarifiers, and I did pull the High Priestess. So in a way, she intuitively had a feeling, but you know, it was a probably a boy, and she really wanted, you know, to have that feeling of connection, especially if, you know, her parents weren't in the picture. She was living with her grandma. We've all been 13. You know, some of us come from backgrounds or families where our parents were divorced, separated, maybe fighting, or we might have grown up with another family member. And we know at that age, all we want to feel is loved, you know. So that very well could have been, you know, one of the what propelled her, you know, to do this. And on top of the High Priestess, I pull another card and I got Nine of Swords. She was concerned, she was anxious about it, but she still really wanted to go through it. I did get the World card. Things came full circle, and I got the Three of Swords, heartbreak. So yeah. Other cards I did get was the Seven of Wands, which is defending oneself. I got the Ace of Pentacles, which for me, it feels like money was involved, or possibly even here, have something to drink, have something to eat. But for me too, also money. Money was being exchanged. I got Two of Wands, which in my Heaven and Earth deck, the title for that card is Dominion. And there's a guy holding. So for yes, it's that sense of trafficking, possibly even if there were other people involved, like with the Three of Cups, because I did get the Three of Cups too as the last card. It could have felt like very much being passed around. There were multiple people there that, you know, she had to deal with, that she had to try to defend herself against. And of course, the last cup was the Three of Cards. Um, this morning, just really quick, I just was shuffling this one deck I have with the true crime things that I wrote on it. And you girls aren't going to believe it, but I got my young adult 13 card came up. Some friend knows, or someone posing to be a friend. And now I don't know if this is how she is physically now, but this card did come up. So I don't know if this is an actual physical representation of what has happened to her body, or it just felt like she fell to pieces with what actually happened. I also did get a hotel motel. I got a cover up or a cleanup. Something's being covered up, and someone's spouse partner is involved. Possibly that King of Cups instead of the Knight. And then on the bottom card, I got the grandparent. She was being raised by her grandmother. And I'm wondering if, again, like that other card, somewhat the victim or the victim's family member might know who this is, and she came up into it. So those are my initial cards I wanted to share. And I did see some people come in, so let me come back down here. And Victoria, hello, Victoria, welcome. Thank you for being here. Detroit, Michigan. Yes. This is where, you know, she was from. She went to some pairing around the west side of Detroit, and she was dropped off at Cornwall and 3 Mile. And yet, recent investigations are taking them to an area on the street called Schumacher. But Allison is very well, she's been studying the maps because this is not far from where Allison is. So I can see that they're sharing information. Let's see here. Oh, teenagers. Okay. Um, so, Kristen, what we're going to do is hold on to that, and we'll share the cards and any hits that we get when we're done shuffling and sharing our cards. Um, so that our three energies are, you know, being, how do I say this? It sounds so weird saying it, but I think when a lot of us are all reading, we have our energy. We're putting it. It tends sometimes to be too much, and I think it can spill in from the chat into a live. So we appreciate the cards, the insight. We'll just have them all shared when we're officially done pulling our cards, so that we can bring y'all's energy and your cards the into the show. Making sure I didn't miss anything. So, alrighty. Um, while I was sharing my cards, did you ladies pull anything else or get any other hits that you want to share before we move on?
I just pulled some, or well, they flew out some of my secrets revealed true crime oracle. So that's the deck I'm using, in case anyone new is wondering what I'm using. It's by Kim of Abundant Life Tarot. She is on YouTube. So I have Stranger. So I don't like, I suppose it could be the fella that catfished her, so to speak, but maybe she knew one of them, maybe the other one was a stranger, maybe the one she knew lured her in, and maybe the stranger did whatever, you know. I have Murder for Hire, which would tie in what some of the stuff the girls said about maybe him being caught later on a different case, you know. Maybe he just does this for the thrill. Or she, I better say, just in case. I do have Party or Social Gathering, which would tie in with my Three of Cups card that I already pulled from my tarot. And then I have Greed, which would tie in with the whole Murder for Hire thing. Paper or Paperwork. I know you said something about social media as well, so that could be a similar thing, that there is some sort of evidence somewhere, you know. And then I have Unloved or Unwanted. Now in this card there's a pregnancy test, but that doesn't mean to say that she was pregnant. Maybe she was, maybe there was some sort of issue with a boy that she was with, and one fella lured her in to meet up with him and blah blah blah, who knows. But it could just be that, because I didn't know before this live that she was being raised by the grandmother. I did wonder why the grandmother was the one doing the kind of interviews and begging for her to come back or for help with her being found or whatever. But it could be just that she was feeling unloved and unwanted, and that's how she ended up being lured in by someone, and whatever happening then afterwards, you know. So that's what I have from my true crime so far.
You just had that. What? Can you show that one card? I'll keep up your cards again. Something clicked when you were.
Yeah.
Can you show the ones that you were just showing?
So I have Stranger, Murder for Hire,
Not that one.
Party or Social Gathering.
But that fits into what we're getting with going in the money.
Yeah. Greed.
There was something though. Part of that too, right there, could be because now the Detroit Department is just getting all the information last week. They have to look over all the paperwork and initial investigations and interviews, and now they have to do their own. But there was another one too after that.
The last one I had was Unloved, Unwanted.
Yes, because I did get the Empress card, and we all know the Empress can also represent fertility and pregnancy.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting,
who knows?
Possibly. And while you were reading, just really quick, this flew out again, the Seven of Wands. She was defending herself. This is what she thought she was going to have. And I got that Seven of Pentacles again from another read where she pricked her finger. She thought it was a rose and going to pick and got pricked. And, you know, it's kind of hard to see on the cards, but she got pricked by a thorn and is bleeding instead, and she got hurt. So, Sylvia, you have anything else you would like to share before we move on to another question? You're up. You're muted.
Okay, I'm seeing how this is working as far as like getting insight. The only thing is I noticed from two different decks, I kept getting the King of Pentacle and the Emperor. So I'm wondering if it's that investigative person. you know, that and then the judgment card. So I'm feeling like maybe we could leave some insight into that. You know, like they say, you could contact them, because I keep hearing she wants her body to be found, and it can be found because it's not far. Let you guys double check that with me, Jackie and Heather. It's not that far. It's on land, but it's not like a lot of land. It's just like a small pond, a lake, and then the land itself, and it's not that far. I don't know if they're gonna find the men, but it might be for the next case that, like you said, it could be another case. But I kept getting the King of Pentacle over and over, so it's like the judgment. I'm trying to think, how is he being judgmental, or if he's not seeing clearly, because there's so many cases, you know what I mean, like that. But she was very naive, because I kept getting the Fool card over and over, you know, very naive, you know, being young. Otherwise she would have not left, because she left. But I don't think she knew them really that well. I don't get impressions like family members, or even it's just something like that. So I feel like she telling me to tell them that the body's nearby, but what I need to know, like where. It's not far. I want you guys to work that out, all of you, and it's definitely on land by the water, you know, something like that. So that's the only thing that's coming about. I'm not going to repeat everything else that you both said, you know what I mean? So I'm just putting in the new part.
Good.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay. Sometimes it's okay too, because then that shows Jackie and I were all getting similar
Well, you know
cards.
what? You kept getting, like, I don't see the catfish, but I'm new at this. I kept seeing like the drugging, you know, the drugging.
Yeah.
And when she was being harmed, far as like assault, what is that word? The other, sexual assault.
Yeah,
She didn't really feel that, and that when she became unalive because she was so drugged.
One of the
And
interesting. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I'm just saying that's what I saw. But I'm listening to you. It's not that it wasn't catfish or not. I don't know, but it wasn't like family members and stuff. So it makes sense about the stranger per se. But I keep seeing her going, I want my body being found. Okay.
Oh.
You know, so that's unfortunate.
Okay. Are y'all done sharing? Okay, she is. So just really quick with the catfishing and the family, for me, the catfishing can be just a way of, for me, falsely presenting yourself and your intentions. With this person that she was going to see, maybe it was a family member that they knew, or the family, they posed as a family member and it turned out to be a stranger. It's really hard because people can really do, fake accounts on Facebook. People can create there's all these apps that I hear about on these channels that predators are using to lure children. But Sylvia, when you were saying you kept getting King of Pentacles over and over again. So was I. So there's the King of Pentacles. I also got the Magician. She was manipulated.
I got the Magician, but I totally forgot about that. So, okay.
And I also got the World again. Things coming full circle, and yes, justice is needed. So
you think the Magician is the man that harmed her, or I thought it was an investigative thing? But
it depends. It can be it varies between us and with our cards. The like with each tarot card, it represent a basic energy, but with a certain question or put into a certain context, it can represent something else. So it's just by what you feel intuitively.
Yeah, because it had the Emperor card, so I thought somebody in charge. That's why I was thinking judgment.
It could very well be.
Yeah. Wow, interesting.
So I'm just going to look at chat really quick. Jackie, did you get anything else that you wanted to share while I was?
No, not yet. I'm just reading the chat there as we go along.
Yeah, I got to catch up. So hello, Maya. Welcome. Let's see. Thank you, Stephen, for sharing. Everybody, is that the case when FBI get? Well, Karen, apparently, the FBI or the Detroit FBI and U.S. Marshals were actually contacted by the Detroit Public School Safety Police. First, they came in, and then when they were done with whatever they wanted to look at with this investigation, they left town and turned over what they had to the Detroit Police Department. So the emperor is also symbolic of the father. Yes. And she says I had that too. Okay. So do we want I think we kind of established the main energy and what happened in a way. I'm looking at because Stephen was actually who's Cosmic Orphan in chat was helping me out, give me some ideas to create a spread for true crime, and I was trying to kind of lay something out so that it's a little bit more, a little more systematic, or at least something that we can, um, establish. We already kind of know when she went missing. We already have that. We're getting a feeling of where with the water and with that one neighborhood. Do we want to just pull cards on exactly who was involved and why? So do you want to do who and then why?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll mute myself.
Thanks to all the new peeps and thanks to all our regulars for being here. Right. Yeah, I'm always looking up spreads too, Care Bear, but if they're too long and complicated, I try to avoid them. It's nice to keep it simple, right? Yeah, you see, in relation to who I have... Heather, you'll have to remind me which ones are which. I can never remember. I have the Knight of Wands. They're the demons, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes, if people are wondering what are we talking about, we are also using Sasha, and I pulled her book to be able to remind us, and I'm looking for
I should have done that.
So Sasha Graham wrote a story, and each suit has a connection to, and I think it is. So let me just find the Knight. No, the Wands are vampires.
The swords are demons.
So the Wands are vampires.
The Wands are vampires.
Yep.
Yes, because they have bats in them. That makes sense. Okay. So I actually look at taking the top and bottom card. I have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, which would tie in with the 3 and the 3 of Cups that I had, and the... What do you have?
The Knight of Sword, like you.
See? So yeah, Jesus, and like in relation to what's the word, elements, we have I keep pointing the wrong way. We have fire and we have air. I still can't get my directions right. So yeah, that's incredible. That would suggest totally that there was 2 heads involved in this. One from a fiery, passionate sense of the story, and one that had more kind of logical sense and more kind of, he was really thinking it through, and he was the one who did all the groundwork for how to kind of lure her in and whatnot, that's kind of freaky. 6 of Cups. I also have the 6 of Cups underneath, which would suggest that kind of it can be about nostalgia, someone from the past. So maybe it was maybe one of them was someone she knew. And again, like I had said that before with some other cards I pulled, that maybe someone she knew lured her in for someone else to do the deed or whatever, you know. Care Bear said, I hope she makes that companion book with Los Scarbeo, like I suggested in the live. Care Bear, I presume you mean the companion book for the Tower of the Haunted House, yeah? Hey, Ramon. Ramon is here.
Hi, Ramon. And really quick, Care Bear, she says she will not do one, but she created a 5-part video series on YouTube where she talks and reads through all the cards.
The
So
videos are
that's
fab.
always, and they are fabulous.
Yeah, they really are.
Were you done before I
Yeah.
give it over to Sylvia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, my dear.
Okay. So I got the Knight of Sword like you. I did get 2 people before, but I don't want to be too specific. I kept getting, even before the live and before I met up with Heather, the 6 of Wands. So it would make sense it's somebody who's being seen. Like I don't see the catfish, but it is being somebody who's being seen. You know? So that's starting to make sense. I'm getting she was in defense because she had the 9 of Wands. So it can't be somebody she totally, because I'm getting that like it's like a quick thing, like the whole process itself, like from being hurt to going to unlive. So it could be like these people are, maybe if it's not sexual trafficking per se, but this is how one way they get people, you know, to they wash young people and then I don't know if she communicated with them with not, but the 2 of Wands is like somebody who's watching. So it probably that it just keep repeating that. And I keep getting the investigative people, like the 3 of Wands that working on it, they keep getting the Hermit. So they're falling a little flat on it. That's why they keep wanting to get more information. So I don't really get that they have any idea at all. Like not even a little bit. So that's why I kind of want to focus on maybe where her body is. But anyway, that's all. Sorry, nothing else to add.
You don't have to apologize. You have what you have and you share it, and that's perfect. So I pulled from several different decks. From the house, yeah, the haunted house. They was really fighting with me to find out who was involved, but I did get again. I got the 4 swords, and with the 4 hands, I don't know, but still, there's something with for me. I know there's 3 plus her. That would be 4 if there were 3 other individuals along with her. That could be with the forest. But I did get that skeleton, the hangman. I know it's a different point of view, perspective, but for me, when it comes to the crimes, this is like skeletons in a closet. And again, I got the pentacles. Her thinking something was a rose, perfect rose, and instead it ended up hurting her. I pulled from my other deck. I got the 8 of Pentacles. I got the Wealth card. I got the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm feeling there was something with wealth, with money. For me, the 8 of Pentacles is about creating a craft, being very skillful. I'm feeling like this may have been taking a while. She was kind of like, well, in this way, when people are kind of, the term's called grooming, whether it's for trafficking or it's for any sort of predator type of pedophilia or whatever. But sometimes even with, narcissists in a relationship, you get groomed, you get gaslighted. So for me, it just feels like whatever it was, this person was working very diligently to create, or this could have very well been her wanting to create something. But I think this is the individual who is creating this illusion, like I had gotten before with the 10 of Cups. Very illusionary, kind of, like, this is who I am, this is what I can offer you, come be with me, and then, you know there's money, I can take care of you, kind of like deal. And then I got the Hierophant, and I'm like, what? The Hierophant? So yes, tradition, necessarily like churches, but institutions, learning, a teacher, a mentor. So I went to my other deck, and what's the first card that came out? The Hierophant from that deck. So
You know what,
something to do.
Heather? You should focus on the Hierophant because that's one of the first card I got beforehand.
Okay, let me just finish, sweetie, and then we'll. So I also got the Page of Pentacles. So this is somebody very young. To me, this feels very much like her. She was a good student, but she was very interested in the world, academic. She wanted stability. She wanted security. And unfortunately, the Fool card, for me in this one here, she wanted to take a leap of faith, but in the end, um, she was fooled. And I did also pull one more card, and I did get the Chariot. So I feel like wherever she got off or where she met up, things moved very fast. I don't even know if she's still in the same area. And then just really quick, I was asking about, could it be connected to somebody with the family? And everyone sees the stack of these cards that I got. I got cover up, clean up. I got home. Grandparent came up. And at the bottom of the deck was kidnapped. So I'm not saying the grandparent. I'm just saying there's something connected with the family. In some, I feel, entertainment purposes only, I feel that there is some sort of involvement with family. Maybe somebody part of church or somebody that she saw or thought she could trust within the church, within the community, possibly a teacher. But yeah, to have those two cards come up from two different decks at the same time. So, yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and what you got now, Sylvia? I still have my cards up if you want to point something out, but we just
I'm
make
sorry,
sure
I
we
didn't mean
finish.
to interrupt. No, I was just saying, like, I remember even before meeting up, I got the Hierophant in the beginning, but I kind of
Yep.
like put it to the side.
Yep. There's two of them. See?
I was just validating you. Like, that had to be a
Thank
strong
you.
thing right there.
Exactly. So I would like to see, Jackie, did you get anything else before I? You're muted, my dear. What?
I was just kind of focusing on the next question and leaving stuff pop out. But it makes sense. Like I have, or the how, right? So, and I have the Three of Pentacles, which is in this deck. It's a knight. These two are a knight on a page, and they're helping Raven, the main character, up. Right, she's at a fall inside the haunted house, and they're helping her up. But in this case, it would kind of say to me, the whole two people luring her in and kind of causing her downfall, so to speak, you know. Because then I also have the Knight of Swords. Sorry, is this the page? This is the Page of Swords.
That's the demon.
Yeah. I swear I have so much trouble remember which ones are which. But yeah, with the three of with the Three of Pentacles in this deck being the two that lure her in and the one that kind of take her down, then you know. And then I have the Three of Swords. So one of them then doing and remember the swords is the vampires. So the kind of more devious one of the two doing the dirty work, so to speak, you know.
And what were those? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go on.
So what question did you pull those cards for? Just so I know.
Well, we were already doing the who, which I had done. So
Yeah.
I was just focusing on pulling cards for the how, you know.
The how, okay.
But they totally tie in with the like two luring her in, one taking her down, and really the proof then in the Three of Swords, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
So the how. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to shuffle for the how. And if you get any more, Jackie or Sylvia, flag me down.
Yeah.
Thank you again, everybody who is joining us in chat today. We appreciate you so much.
And
So
thanks for amazing mods.
yes, and our mods with the most.
Stephen's doing Trojan work this evening. Hierophant is significant for us all to get it. This was last night for me. Not pulling right now. Just catching up with some.
We're focusing on the Hierophant, right?
No, we're asking how, right, Jackie? How she was
Well, yeah,
taken.
I just
Or,
did how.
or
Yeah.
how? Yeah. So we're doing how.
How she would on the live?
No, how
Well,
how
whatever
she
happened.
was taken. Yeah. Like, how did it happen? Okay, these cards aren't helping. Oh my God, Jackie, did you say you had that?
Yes, yes. Oh my God. I love this deck, I swear to God.
So for the how,
Oh.
I'm just going to jump in really quick. So I got the Nine of Pentacles. So this all has to do with resourcefulness. Using everything they could to lure her. I mean, and it's interesting too. She's looking at the bird. The birds are messengers. And again, social media, maybe something through. A lot of people refer to these WhatsApps and all this messages, Twitter. So birds are about communication. And Jackie, I think you had the bats too before, right? The Knight of Wands. And I love how Sasha mentioned that for her, the Knight of Wands was like somebody who held a torch for, So I feel like this was somebody she was, saying, look, I'm holding the torch for you. I'm energetic. I'm charismatic. You know, just, kind of think of, well, with the vampire, kind of like the Edward Cullen kind of thing, the vamp, being handsome and, bringing in that kind of that fatal love idea again. I did get the Four of Cups. I don't know if there was something that was given to her that she drank. But at some point there's that skeleton hand with that extra cup. She was looking away, and I don't know if it's because it was something that she didn't want to see, or if this is the hand that was dealt with the drink that was given to her. I also got the Seven of Swords. Like, trying to, for me, it feels like, to me, this is like the thief card, in many ways, taking what you can, trying to see what you can get away with, the stealing. I don't do reversals, but the strength came in upside down. And for me, it was like strength is about being strong, having strength. But I feel like with it being reversed, it was like she was overpowered. I did get the sun card. So for me, this was like it became illuminated. She saw what was going on. And for me too, the sun, the rising of the sun also represents, it's like the card with the child on it, the inner child. For me, it also feels like it could be like a card of transitioning. But I also did, again, the Justice card. She wants justice. And then I did get the Nine of Cups. So there's some male involved who's very smug about this. He feels like they got away with this. And got away with what? And that was the last card, the Three of Swords. So that's what I got. And I'm going to give it over to Sylvia.
I just keep getting the Hierophant now that we're focusing on the Hierophant, even though I didn't get it until I got it way before, and the Four of Wands. So they seem to be wanting me to focus on that versus what you two just said. And then I got all major arcana, the Star, which would go with the Six of Wands, the Magician, which you guys kept getting, and the Strength. So I'm not actually getting more clarity, but it seems like the focus is more on the Hierophant again. So I'm wondering if it was within the community, if it's not within the friend, like how they were able to lure her in. Could I got another 4 of Wands? And it's like it would be a manipulative thing because it's like a work in progress thing. And the 3 of Wands. So it's the lurker is somebody. First of all, they've done it before, which we know. They may get away with this particular case, but not in another case. And this is, like you said, whether with the pedophile or something of that nature, it's like something with probably social media or things of that nature. Watching, like the lion, they watch slowly, they watch before they catch their prey. And the 3 of Wands is all about the watching and lurking and planning and plotting. So I think I'm just validating what you two were saying. I'm not really adding anything more to it. But the Hierophant seemed to be a huge thing with the 4 of Wands, which I'm not understanding so much. And that was one of the first card I got, but I kind of just missed it way before I met up with Heather. Because I was like, okay, it's not a family thing, but it's like in the community, it's like something like that. I don't know. So that's all I got.
Just really quick, Jackie, I want to follow up next because you said you got the Strength card too. And one of the first cards I pulled, so I was asking, okay, let's look for a clarifier. How can we clarify this Hierophant? More information. And you said you got the Strength card with the lion. I got the King of Wands, and in this deck, it's the lion. They use the lion. So again, a male who's very energetic, very charismatic. And it could not, and it doesn't have to be a male, but I feel like in this case, I'm just feeling very strong, male energy. And with the King of Wands being dynamic, and also if rubbed the wrong way, you got that fiery, that temper that's also involved, followed by the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups are all about the dreamers, the artists, being just very emotionally, especially with the 13. I mean, the pages are teens basically, or teen energy. So you got that King of Wands with that Page of Pentacles. I got, the Page of Cups, and I did get the 6 of Wands with this deck. So they were successful. It was victorious. The plot, the lure with the Page of Cups, which I feel is Zia. Following up with that one there, I got the 10 of Swords. So not a good card. And then just continuing again, 9 of Cups is that emotional success, happiness, fulfillment. The King of Cups again presenting themselves one way instead of thinking that I'm the Prince of Cups, being emotional, very alluring. And also like Sylvia had. Sylvia got the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. So yeah. So with the Hierophant, it feels like this was somebody. I don't know if it was a teacher or somebody outside that maybe knew of the family. But I'm curious to see what Jackie got. So I'm just going to mute myself and put Jackie over.
I was focusing on where is she, and unfortunately, the first card I got was Death. And then I have the 2 of Pentacles, which would tie in with the idea of there being 3 people altogether involved. Because I've never seen The Shining, like I said before, but this is the creepy twins from the Shining movie. So, and this ties in, Sylvia, I reckon, with your Hierophant card, because in this case, I would see the Hierophant as possibly being like, a Hierophant could represent like, a Hierophant would be like in the traditional sense, right? It's a high priest or a pope, which is like a leader of a religious group in that case, right? But I often see the Hierophant in true crime readings as like a cult leader or something like that, right? Some group of kind of dodgy people. Do you know what I mean? So this ties in with this because these two twins in this card are saying to me like-minded people, you know. So this could have been two people that got her, who were of the same mind, who had the same interest in her, the same kind of thoughts as to what they wanted the outcome to be or whatever, right? And then I have the Hierophant. And in this case, now the Hierophant is usually on his own, but in this case, we have Raven, the main character in this deck, watching from the back.
Hermit.
Oh, sorry, Herbert. What did I say?
You said the Hierophant, so I just want to make sure. Hermit.
I have Hierophant on the brain now. The Hermit. Thanks. I would have never realized I said the wrong thing. So yeah, we have someone watching on in this deck, which might suggest that there might be someone who might have seen something that they mightn't have copped on to, or maybe they actually thought and they are actually a proper witness, and maybe they know something and they're not coming forward. But I do think it's more along the lines of that they just saw something but didn't realize it was something that they needed to come forward and give information about in relation to the case. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily someone actually knowing that something dodgy went down, you know? So yeah, that's my few cards on the where is she. Thanks, Victoria.
Yes, thank you, Victoria. Thank you, everybody, especially the new people in chat today. This is lovely. And Sylvia, before I shared, is there anything else that you wanted to share? Did you pull any more cards? Nope. So,
Mino.
Huh?
Mino.
Mino?
Huh?
Oh, Mino.
That's real Irish.
Mino. So again, I was like, okay, just listening to you. I was pulling cards. Who's involved? And I got the Queen of Pentacles. And I'm thinking, okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be female, but I asked for a clarifier and I got the Tower. So there is some sort of feminine-like energy or individual. Because again, I got the Ten of Pentacles, which is about family. I don't feel like the Queen of Pentacles is Nazia. Because she's not at that age of a Queen of Pentacles, although the queens are nurturing, they're well grounded, sense of security. This could very well have been what she wanted: sense of security, stability. She wanted that mother energy. There we go. So she wanted that mother energy. Sometimes I just got to talk out the meaning of the cards for things to click, so don't mind me, y'all. The Tower card, again, everything came crashing down. And you said you got the Hermit, Jackie? When you were doing that, I got the Hermit too.
Yeah.
So it was just like, and then I got the Page of Pentacles again. So this was her, the student. I'm just wondering if this might be connected to possibly with a teacher, with the Hierophant again. The Hierophant doesn't always necessarily mean a religious individual. A teacher can be somebody who, it's tradition. You go to school, you learn. This is a teacher, this is a professor. They share knowledge. You learn from them. They can be mentors. I'm just wondering if, again, she thought this was somebody that she could trust. This Hierophant. So.
Teacher thought. Their teacher thought. It is a teacher involved from her school. The teacher thought. It's a teacher. It's the person a teacher. I'm getting it could be the teacher, but not from her school.
Could it be maybe a church leader, a church teacher?
I was going to ask,
like a Bible
like
study.
a church environment or through a church environment?
I'm going to go ahead and mute myself.
A church environment. No. That sucked, man. The teacher, God. Do you want us to focus on the Hierophant? Yes. Are we close to anything with the Hierophant? Okay. Is it a cult situation? I mean, I'm not 100% with the pendulum thing. Yeah. And let's see. What about a teacher? Could happen to be a teacher who's dealing with some kind of weird cult situation. Does it matter to this case whether we know it's a teacher or some kind of cult situation? I'm getting good to add, like, if you were to contact the police, I don't know if it would necessarily help with this case, to put that out there. Do you guys agree in the group? Will her body be found without us saying anything? Should we mention about the water? I'm getting that I should literally give some clue to the police in regard the body. But I don't know enough information. Like, I wouldn't know what street it is. It's 2 miles down, like that kind of thing. So, yeah, this is where and somebody who's practicing got to, be responsible and be like, okay. But, yeah, right now, Allison saying that the Hierophant for her is the church.
Allison, and like we'll get this when we're done, but I was asking about her. Well, I was asking about her church, her community, and I got to know. But I had something interesting come up I want to address, but I'm going to go over and give it to Jackie, see if she got anything. Now go ahead and mute myself.
I just, first of all, Terror of the Witch's Garden. I just asked, and this is kind of creepy, if there was any other information we needed to know. And I have the 10 of Pentacles, but look what's in this card. A baby hanging off chest. Now, like we've had the Empress, a couple of us, I had the Unloved, Unwanted card with the pregnancy test in the True Crime Oracle deck that I have. So that was, in this case, I picked the top card and the bottom card for clarification. The bottom card for clarification is the Justice card. So maybe she was looking for justice. Someone got her pregnant, possibly entertainment purposes only, blah, blah, blah. And maybe she was looking for justice. And then the next underneath card of the deck is, again, the Empress. And in this case, she's very visibly pregnant. And she looks like she might be a beautiful black woman. So, I don't know, it's just kind of freaky that this 10 of Wands just happened to have a baby hanging off her chest. So, yeah, that was just me asking for more information in relation to the case. I didn't ask a particular question. So, yeah.
Can I do a different spin on that?
Yeah, go on.
So I asked my yes or no cards if Nazia had been pregnant, and 3 out of the 4 cards were all no. 5 were all no. However, previously with asking about the Hierophant and people involved, now this is interesting. The Queen of Wands, King of Cups, male, female. Now we know that the grandmother is taking care of Nazia. What if these queens and kings, at least with this one here I got, were um her parents?
Oh,
What if this is mom and dad? What if that queen of well, that empress was mom and Nazia baby? Um, because then again, though, I got the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is somebody who's very charming. Well, very charming, very kind. Again, and they were wanting a family. We were getting the Ten of Cups. At least I think you got Ten of Cups too at some point. But and then the last card again, the Fool. I feel like she was fooled into thinking that maybe this was mom and dad. Maybe it was actually mom and dad, or people who wanted to be a mom or dad to her, and she was fooled, and by Knight of Cups. And when I pulled with the other cards for, was it, was she pregnant, I was getting no's. I'll ask my pendulum later when I'm able to actually sit in meditation and make sure all my proper protections are in place for my pendulum. But I got the Tower card. I got the Hermit again came up. um the very last card though was the Hangman, looking at things from a different perspective. So, how Sylvia wanted us to focus on the Hierophant, do we want to see if we can get clarifiers on who this Empress is? That I think Sylvia got Empress, right, Sylvia? You're getting Empress, and I'm getting
I
Empress.
did get the emperor, but I thought that was maybe the
Oh,
police.
oh, you didn't get the Empress. Okay. But I'm wondering that maybe we could maybe look at the Empress and see exactly in relation to Nazia and, her disappearance, who this Empress is. Does
who
that
the Empress is.
sound good to the both of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Majestic Oracle, who I believe is called Jess. Hey, Jess. There's all these new names
He
popping
does.
up. I don't
Yes,
know.
that's Jay. Yeah. Hi, Jay, sweetie.
Hmm. I just had this pop out in relation to who is the Empress. So the Two of Cups. So that would just suggest that someone who's very close to her, someone who's in a deep, loving relationship with her. But like I'm not sensing actual family member. Oh, oh my god, look at that, La. Huh? Wow. But I'm just thinking like someone, like I said, no, not an actual family member. It's just someone who's very close to her.
And my next couple cards were Ace of Cups, which is about that overfilling of love. Um, Again, and then I got the Page of Cups, which
Oh,
to me is her. She's young. She, like Allison had said too, Page of Cups, because they could be flirty, very emotional, very dreamy, very intuitive. I mean, this is all water right here. So this Empress has to be um, possibly her, or who led her into thinking. Did you get anything, Sylvia?
No, I'm I asked if with the mother, like literally the mother, anything with the mother. No. I'm wondering if it's what you guys think, like she was charmed about being the empress per se. You know what I mean? Because the magician came up, somebody who's being manipulated, and the nine of wands. I guess he wanted to feel protected with, this idea of being the emperor or something like that.
Oh,
I might be lean more to that, like it was some kind of manipulation and daydreaming and that 10 of cup and all that bit.
yeah. Makes sense.
I'm still shuffling, asking about the Empress and the 3 cards that I got, and what came flying out of my deck, the Devil.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to ask for a couple clarifiers on that, because we know the Devil can also be about addictions, and there may be a reason why Nazia's grandmother had her. It may have been that the parents were,
Yeah.
and again, entertainment purposes only. What is this?
I would wonder if we could ask Nadia Harris what she wants, like on us doing this. You know what I mean? I don't know if you mind. If you're not, tell me.
No,
I'm just kind of curious if we could just directly from each 3 of us and anybody in the comment, Nadia, what do you want from us reading you on this? Besides the detail, but like,
Yeah.
really, what is it that you really want? I mean, I would
Okay.
think, okay.
I like it. Where in the world is Jess? I don't know you, so tell me where you are, please. Since you haven't eaten breakfast yet and I'm about to go to bed.
Jess is U.S. I believe, Jess, you're still on the West Coast.
Ooh. Huh. So asking what does she want of us, and I have the Tower, which I would see as her wanting us to kind of knock all this shit out of the park, kind of, and plus I have the Ace of Swords. So she wants us to kind of come up with the information that'll lead to her truth, the clarity, the solving of the case, I think they're 2 pretty profound cards for the answer to that question. And I have the Chariot as well underneath. Ah, look at that, look. Love it.
Did you
Yeah.
Chariot?
Wow. Lads, that's mad.
Did you get the Chariot too, Sylvia?
Yeah.
No, I got the Tower.
Oh, she got the Tower. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
she wants a break, like a break. Because right now it doesn't seem like they have any break. So we might be able to offer some kind of break,
Yeah.
like some kind of clue.
Start shaking things up, break down what everybody thinks they
Yeah,
already
because
know,
sometimes they
and
get
rebuild
jaded.
from the struck, from the ground up. Because yeah, I got Chariot, I got the 4 of Pentacles. um, um, it says here on this deck, more coming your way. So she's saying there's more money, not more money, but more information coming your way. Improvements are coming their way. There's news coming, victory, 6 of Wands. I believe they are going to find her. I did get 7 of Swords again. It says here plans, hopes, and a wish card for 7 of Swords on this deck. But the plans are hopefully that what was stolen, what she was stolen from, her life being stolen. Um, this is what is going to come to fruition. And again, I got the Queen of Wands. She's positive, fiery, and outspoken. So that's, I think, I wasn't even on the big screen. Sorry, Sylvia. But yeah, so again, Queen of Wands. I feel like she's very fiery. That's who she was. People said, her friends said, that she was very energetic. She was a good student. She was a good friend. I'm sure she was very outspoken, as a lot of young kids are these days. That 4 of Pentacles. There's that guy again. There's information coming. Um, Six of Wands, Seven of Wands. What was stolen will be found. There's hope for that. So, yeah. Oh, and at the bottom of the deck, Three of Cups. So there's the Three of Cups again. So for now, in this case, that Three of Cups is celebration. So that's a good way of getting the Three of Cups.
I'm just gonna validate. I'm getting she does want a break with the Page of Wand. It's like communication, get going, the movement. She want a movement in the case with the Chariot that Heather picked up. There's not enough spotlight on it in this case because right now that it's pretty much
oops. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Sylvia.
okay.
I thought I had you on the big
So I'm
screen.
like, is it helpful? I mean, yeah, of course. Is it helpful?
Did you want to show your cards again? Or?
And again, I'm getting the Page of Wand. It's something about just maybe having more people talk about it would make them focus because they really don't have anything. They literally, I don't think there would be any. I'm asking if there would be any lead because, like, especially if she went online, would they be able to see anything? Very small with the Seven of Pentacle. Because I don't know, for some reason small. I mean, you would think with the computer stuff, but maybe these people that are doing this, they've done this before. They know how to work that out. That's why. So is it worthwhile? That's what I'm asking, because if they're not going to really, do you want your body to be found? That's what it is.
I know I want my body to be found.
Can you say that there were going to be some kind of, I don't know. It's like she just want to get the movement going. Because like you said, when we went online, you didn't find anything. Because there's so many, unfortunately, there's so many cases. Sometimes they just go under. And I keep getting like that water and land thing. So I don't know. After a while, the body deteriorate too much, so she'll still be able to be found at this level. Sooner the better. You know what I mean? Could your body do decompose? I think one of you said that it would dismember, but could be like eventually
maybe
decompose. You could still find her at that point. I mean, I asked her if she was that piece. She's that piece, but I think it's more for like the family. That kind of thing.
It's interesting because I pull again from a one deck and I got Knight of Pentacles. Things are slowly going to be moving. They're looking at all the information. They're not rushing into anything. They're doing their due diligence. I got the Six of Swords. Things are moving. I believe that this means too that they also know that this most likely she's crossed over. And I do have the Knight of Wands at the end. And for me, I feel like that could possibly be, in this case, law enforcement. They're active, they're progressive. There's other, groups in the, and this just flew out of my deck again. Accomplice, partner in crime, and victim knew the killer.
Can you make yourself bigger, Heather?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know you want to look at me, but
So yeah, I got the Knight of Pentacles. Like I said, slow moving. Six of Swords, Knight of Wands. To me, in this case, feels like law enforcement. Really, again, Knight of Wands holding the torch. They're really following through. People are looking for her. A lot of the police enforcement in her neighborhood are Black police officers. There are a lot of people in the community because it's predominantly a Black community. You've got I think he does I can't remember his name is. His name is Zeke Williams. He is a New Era Detroit leader. I guess he's like a mentor for neighborhood kids in the area, and he's got his volunteers going out and doing searches. And I just want to go ahead. Jackie, did you get anything else, sweetheart, or is there a question you want us to ask?
Just on something, I think it was you just said, Heather, about being at peace, or maybe Sylvia, I don't know. I asked, what is she at peace? And I got the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands. Now, this Knight of Cups is all in green, which would say to me straight away Archangel Raphael, which is all about healing. So I do feel she is in a place of healing and that she is celebrating. We do have this pink. Bye, Sylvia. Sylvia has to go, lads.
Wait, I just
Thanks
want
a
to say thank you. I appreciate. I
Oh,
feel
you're
very
welcome.
honored.
Thank you for joining us.
I feel very honored, and thank you. And maybe the next question could be where her body's at. All right. Take care.
Cool.
Bye.
See you,
Bye.
Sylvia. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And this Four of Wands, we have a lot of pink, and pink again is to do with the heart chakra. So I do feel like that she is at peace and she is healthy and happy, and judging by these two cards. So yes, she might have went through obviously a nasty end, but these would suggest to me that she is okay on the other side at least.
That's good. Because
Yeah.
as I was shuffling that deck, this came out again.
Oh wow.
I'm still getting some sort of connection with the family. Not saying the family did it, but somebody the family knows or is familiar with that would know this is where she gets out of school. This is where she you know what I mean? It's just it just feels, I didn't realize. I'm looking at the time going, oh, it's 1:30.
We usually don't go this long.
Now, so we're all going to share now. Care Bear's like, can we share now? So yes, if anybody shared, let's go ahead. Let's see. And thank you again for everybody joining us. So Care Bear said Deviant Moon deck. I got as where is she? Hierophant. Here's the Hierophant again.
Yeah.
So maybe she's buried somewhere near a church or a religious institution. I clarified a Queen of Swords came out. Oh, Queen of Swords is a clarifier. Okay. I guess she was okay. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands both reversed flew out of the deck. It was eerie. So you got a male and a female too. Yours was reversed. Sorry, just threw that out after Sylvia said where. Oh, that's fine. We're all going to maybe get different cards. We get some of us have been getting similar cards. I'm just going to back it up a little bit. Did you see, Jackie, if anybody had put anything? I know Jay said that she's getting loaded with information. So, Jay, if you wanted to share, as long as you eat breakfast, or if you want to share later in a private email or in comments.
Or the comments, yeah.
Yes, because
everyone could see them.
Yeah, because Jay has had experience with connecting with the other side and with helping with investigations and things of certain kinds. So, Becky, throw out too much of her personal info, but I appreciate everybody really waiting until we got to the end of the show for sharing the cards. And yeah, the parrot card. Okay. And hello, Fatima. I just saw your name really quick. Thank you for popping in. Did you say Shaw woman? Oh, hi. Yeah. Hi, Dina. So if anybody we're getting cards that you want to share now. Jackie, was there anything else? I'm looking at my list here of. So during the spread that Steven suggested to me, there were 3 cards. 7, 8, and 9 could be considered 3 other things you need to know about, the case. Do you think do you want to throw just 3 cards and see, or do you just want to say, okay, we're done?
The only thing I wanted to ask you was, and I think we kind of covered it, but like there is 0 information whatsoever about her parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's odd. So like we don't even know if they're dead or alive or not. Okay.
Yeah, that's why it was interesting when I got those cards. Oh.
I mean, this just flew out of the deck as I was shuffling. 10 of Pentacles, which would be family. So
I had that too. Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like it was family, but it could just be that maybe someone wasn't happy with the fact that she was, say, taken from the parents or whatever, for whatever reason. and given to the grandmother, and maybe it was someone trying to get some payback for the parents. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I'm thinking right now with that 10 of Pentacles.
And her probably really just wanting to be loved, wanting to have a family too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what her relationship. Okay, Ace of Swords just came flying out. I don't know what her relationship with Grandma was. Well, Ace of Swords, you just said that, and
Yeah.
you got ideas and break out new perspective. So,
Yeah. I saw a very short clip of the grandmother just begging for information or someone to come forward or whatever. And I mean, I'm no expert, obviously, but I do watch a lot of these people who, I can't remember the word, but they show interviews with family members, and they say if those people are kind of for real, or if they're lying, or if they're genuinely upset by the loss of the person or the missing person or whatever. And I just think from what I watched of the grandmother, she seemed genuinely upset by her granddaughter being missing, you know.
mhm.
But I don't know. I'm not an expert.
And I got that Two of Cups again.
Oh wow.
That came out again, along
Yeah.
with Four of Swords, Five of Cups. You know, and then the Five of Swords, defeat. I also did get Page of Swords again. Curious, quick thinker, witty, energetic. That could very well have been her too. And that the one after that was the King of Pentacles. Again, someone offering to say, I can offer you stability, I can offer you you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And offering a young child who doesn't know any better, really, promises of, you know, happiness, stability, financial, money. You know, a lot of days, you know, society just really pushes, you know, you got to keep up with the Joneses, or have better, or have this, or have more. Actually, yeah, Care Bear, what it is, it's like I kind of created the spread on my own, writing it out, but it's like a list of cards from 0 to 10. And yeah, I'll just type them out to you and send them off. But it's basically, the first card, which would be like a 0 card, is that it's the main energy of the reading. Number 1, what happened? 2, how? 3, when? 4, where? 5, why? 6, who? 7, 8, and 9 could be 3 other cards that you need to know about, you know, the case. And 10, the outcome. We never did pull cards on the outcome, did we?
No.
I'm just going to pull a card
Could
for the outcome.
you put up a picture of that in your community tab as well for all of us?
The community tab. I'll have to hand write it or create it on Canva to make it look more appropriate. Because me, I just scribbled. Because for me, when I do, you know, even though it's one card each, I know sometimes I'll throw multiple clarifiers. And Allison said, I'll share multiple spreads with you later. Oh, thank you. All right, heading back to work. Have a good afternoon, Allison. Sweetie, I'll
Bye,
talk to you
Alison.
later. The outcome, I did get the Nine of Pentacles, Allison's favorite card as she's on her way out. So there's plenty of resources that are out there. This is about resourcefulness. To me, it's collecting that information, material gain. There's going to be some sort of what's the word? They go the tip line and everything is going to pick up. The investigation is going to pick up. At the bottom of the deck, I got the World card. So things will be coming full circle. Things are looking up. People are being resourceful. Will and those are both yes cards too. And Temperance, another yes card. So it's going to take a little back and forth, maybe between the different information that the feds had, and along with what Detroit PD has. And again, I know Sylvia had the Temperance card, and there's the Water. So, you know, it may very well be somewhere near water where they may find her. But for me, I just feel like it's moderation. It's going to take a while. kind of back and forth a little bit, but temperance is about patience too. And at the bottom of the deck, I got the Lover's card. So yes, I think things are going to eventually come to surface. What did you get?
Same question. I have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight. So I feel yes, someone will come forward, or some information will come forward that will help. But again, it'll be time because it's the slowest moving suit. I also have the Nine of Cups, which is wishes coming true, kind of generally. But again, like she's holding a crystal ball here in her hand. So it's like offering that information again. So it will come about. But again, second slowest moving energies, so it'll take time. And then I have judgment. So there will be some judgment, someone will come to what's the word? You know what I mean?
Judgment. Yeah, they'll yeah, well, they'll be judged.
Justice.
They'll be
Someone will
brought.
come to justice, yeah.
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 Someone will come forward, and this girl needs
Yeah.
justice. And Karen shared, I asked, what info are we missing or not seeing? Justice flew out. Then I pulled Six of Swords, moving forward, Two of Cups. There's the Two of Cups again, and Eight of Wands. Well, that's good because that's more fast moving. Eight of Swords, new ideas. So yeah, new ideas are coming out. They're getting a little bit more clarity, information, leads coming in, moving forward. So yeah, I would love to be wrong about her, not being with us, with her having passed.
Yeah.
But I do feel this is a homicide at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I after the show, I'm going to still pull some cards. I'm curious about that Hierophant, and something was interesting to me, and I'll save that for you backstage.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you again for joining Jackie, Sylvia, and I this afternoon. And if you get anything else, because I know Isadora, you do pendulum, you pull cards. Jay, again, if you get anything, who was the new young lady too with the tarot channel? Thank you for being here.
Tarot Destiny.
Tarot Destiny. Okay, thank you. If you get anything that you would like to share, if you don't want to make it public, you want to send me an email, go right ahead. My email is in the description and on my channel. So thank you everybody for joining us. And again, if you know of any cases that don't really get national attention, and what I liked about Nazia's, she was actually, I found an article from People magazine, so at least that's getting some sort of national, but not on the court TV, on the MSNBCN, CNN, like you do other cases where it's mainly, it's very whitewashed in many cases. Just put it that way. So if anybody knows of any cases, please let us know. You can either email me or Jackie if you get anything. And everybody have a good rest of your day. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next live.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.